I've had my share of sorrow, had questions for tomorrow. There are times that I didn't know right from wrong, but in all my situations, God gave me trust in consolation, that my trials come to only make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. I've been so many places, I've seen so many faces. There are times that I felt so all alone, but in all my lonely hours, yes, those precious lonely hours, Jesus let me know I am His own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. So I thank Him for the mountains, and I thank Him for the valleys, and I thank Him for the times He's brought me through. For if I'd never had a problem, how would I know that God would solve them? I wouldn't know what faith and love could really do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. I've learned to depend upon His word. More and more I depend upon His word.
Invited to be all in with God. I remember my first youth councils as a young teen, and in my faith journey so far, I'd given my life to Christ, but truly didn't fully understand what it meant to give my whole life to God. The speaker there was talking about, you could be saved, but you're not giving your full self to God. And from that point on, my faith really spurred into what does that mean for me to give all of myself, not just the part that people can see, but the part people can't see. And really when I started surrendering things to God fully and going all in, as He invites us to, I see just the benefits of that. This year has been a year of transition, a year of course, a pandemic, and a tough year for everybody, right? Me and my wife and my family moved within the year and started a new position in ministry. But as Salvation Army officers, He has called us and invited us to go and make disciples. And sometimes that go can be hard, right? We always like the come part. Come hang out with me. Come be a part. Come and listen as Jesus invites us to come. But when he has taught us and sends us out to go, like he did this year, and go to a new place, and go to where you're not known, or people don't know you and you don't know people too well. And so it's been a tough year, and some parts of the year I wanted to hold back. Some parts of me I didn't want to give up. Some parts, I wanted to go back to the old things. But God invites us to a new thing, and he invited me and my family to a new thing this year. And when I don't hold back and we go all in, I know that there are benefits in that. And I know he is doing an amazing thing and has invited me to come, be a part, but also to go and be a part in that adventure. And so I'm learning in that, continuing to stay all in, and knowing that ultimately God has invited me to this great adventure, and will continue to use me and my family as we stay all in with him.
Good morning, everybody. We are so excited for you to join us as we explore our stewardship campaign. And for our theme, we're looking at being all in, all invited, all included, all involved, all invested, all inspired, all in. So for the next 6 weeks, we're going to look at what it means to be all in. Today, our focus is to be all invited. And when it comes to invitations, we can think of lots of invitations that we've been given in our lives. Maybe to a birthday party, a graduation, a baby dedication, a housewarming party, a Super Bowl party, a high school play, a New Year's party. Oh my goodness, the list can go on and on of ways that we can go to celebrate in an invitation. So for all of us, for most of us, I should say, we enjoy celebrating with others. That's one thing that we hear now that things are starting to get a little bit back to where we can meet again. We're excited by the fact that we can celebrate with others, that we can gather together. We miss those things. And the thing about these invitations that we get in our lives, it requires a little bit of work on our part. So let me tell you, I have a daughter that's going to be graduating from college, and I'm very excited for her. And I want to attend this special occasion. In order for me to attend, I have to buy a plane ticket and work out transportation and a place to stay, all this to be a part of this joyous occasion. But with invitations, there are times that we have to be careful, because if we don't plan or if we don't prepare, we might miss out. One of my favorite movies is The Little Mermaid. And in that movie, there's a scene where she's invited to sing for the first time as her debut. And being the adventurous young lady that she is, she misses out because she's out on an adventure when it's her time to sing. Everybody is looking. Everybody's like, oh, where's she at? And she's not there. And she realizes that she's missed it because she didn't plan properly. She was focused on the wrong thing. I wonder in our lives, how many of us have missed out on what it is that God has for us? A spiritual invitation that we have missed out on because we're focused on the wrong thing. Jesus gives us invitations. When we look at our Bible, we see the invitations that Jesus has given us. He has said to us, "Come to me all who are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." See, during this time of COVID, we've had quite a few people who have just felt overwhelmed, stressed, anxiety. They've felt that very thing that God is saying, that Jesus says, "I will give you rest." We need that rest in our lives, but Jesus has given us that. And honestly, it's understandable that people feel overwhelmed and stressed out. It's understandable. We've had COVID-19 a part of our world. We've had quarantine part of our world. We've had, in this past 12 months, we've had social unrest. We've had riots around our country. We had unrest between political parties. We've had natural disasters. We've had students who are missing out in school, and there's concerns of their education. We have 26 million people who have become unemployed because of COVID. There's lots that when we start thinking about it, that we could feel overwhelmed, that we could feel anxious about it. And some of you just hearing me put out this list of all these things, all these uncertainties can feel overwhelming. But my friends, to you I say, God will give you rest. Jesus gives us an invitation for rest. He doesn't just allow us to go with the struggles that's over our shoulders. No, he says, all who are weary, I will give you rest. And that's from Matthew 11:28. All who are labored and heavy laden, I will give you rest. But he doesn't just say that one time and then done with it. No, he also says in 1 Peter 5:7, he says, cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you. See, the things that we're worried about, we can give that to Jesus because he loves us. He doesn't want us to have that struggle alone. You know, and as I talk about these invitations, that's not the only invitation Jesus gives us. Jesus gives us another invitation when he says, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And that's Mark 1:17. See, Jesus spent 3 years, and in his time of ministry, he poured into the lives of 12 men. He discipled them. He showed them what it meant to be followers of God. God gives us this same invitation to follow him and learn what it is to be disciples of God. In Matthew 16:24, we're told to deny ourselves and to take up our cross and follow him. See, we're invited to take part in this. We're invited to be light in the lives of other people. As those who wear the Salvation Army uniform, there's an S on our uniform, and it stands for Saved to Serve. And I wonder, how are you serving today? What does your service look like? God is inviting us to follow him, to give our lives in such a way that we are being light to others, to go. You know, Matthew 28:19, go therefore and make disciples. Making disciples is an invitation for us to move, to do something, to invest in the lives of others. I wonder, how are you investing in the lives of others? As we think about these invitations that Jesus has given us, I wonder where you stand today, where your mind is today. That invitation of rest, do you need that today? My friends, it is there for you. That invitation to go make disciples, that is for you today. It seems like today more than ever, God is extending this invitation to his people. Come to me. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Come to me, and I will teach you how to make disciples. The question is, will we come? Will we accept this invitation that God has given us today?